Democrats are grasping at straws to preserve their sinking agenda with renewed signals of a red wave coming in this year's midterm elections. Joining us now to discuss it, Senator Marsha Blackburn from Senate Judiciary. Before we get to all of that, good evening to you, Senator. Always great to see you.
Too.
I want to get your reaction to that leaked Supreme Court draft opinion indicating that Roe v. Wade would be overturned if we go by the opinion from February, not necessarily the case. Your thoughts on not just the decision that's implied there, but the leak aspect of this as well?
Yeah, Jackie, let's look at the leak first, because what you have is an activist inside the court, and whether they're from the left or the right, what they have done is wrong. This has never happened before. And as you are very well aware, these conversations, writings back and forth between the justices, that takes place between the time they've held a discussion and then that final vote. What we do know is this. An activist is trying to micromanage an outcome. They have sought to do destruction to the court. They've attacked the court. It's basically an attack on Justice Alito by revealing this writing. And Chief Justice Roberts is correct in calling for the marshal of the court to launch an investigation. This person needs to be punished to the full extent that is allowable. And when it comes to the decision, I think we have to wait until the time that there is a decision. This is a preliminary. It was a document from February. And what we do realize is that the Democrats obviously had a little bit of a head up on this because they immediately politicized it, and their left-leaning dark money groups immediately began to raise money on it to fund campaigns. And today is the opening day of these primaries around the country.
And you bring up a great point, because I've been questioning the timing of this all day for two reasons. The first is that final decision from the court would be the end of June, early July. So you put this out there, potentially create some public backlash. Maybe you can influence the outcome of this decision. That's one piece of it. But tying it back to the midterms, as you're suggesting, I'm wondering if you think that the Democrats think this leak essentially was a way to jolt the upcoming elections, because they're in trouble on so many different fronts.
Yes, their agenda has tanked because it is a socialist agenda. And today you've had Chuck Schumer out there, and over the last several months, there's threats, there's intimidation, there's trying to silence people. And what did they do? They immediately made this about politics. They haven't said a word about what happened with a leak. Something that has never happened at the court before. They have not called out the leaker. They have not called out this attack on the court, on the institution. But what have they done? They talked a lot about doing away with the Senate filibuster so that they can push legislation to pack the court, to codify Roe v. Wade, to make D.C. a state, to put in place a permanent Democrat majority. So the whole thing is beginning to look like a whole lot of politics.
Even if they were to kill the filibuster, my understanding is they wouldn't even have the votes on their own side to codify Roe per se. Right. And so you just see how desperate the whole situation is. I want to switch gears for a moment and talk about Ohio specifically, because that GOP Senate primary was an expensive, contentious battle. And we saw this going on for months before President Trump entered. He endorsed J.D. Vance. Your thoughts about sort of Ohio testing Trump's influence on the midterms and potentially maybe impacting his decision for 2024?
One of the things that we have watched in Ohio is how President Trump's support grew from 2016 to 2020 in Ohio, and how he remains very popular there. I was in Cuyahoga County for their big Republican dinner earlier this year. Several hundred people were there, many who were attending a political dinner for the first time. Why are they there? It's because inflation is just about to kill them. The border is wide open. They want to see a secure border. They do not like the agenda that the Democrats push. Afghanistan was a debacle. They want to see our military supported. They now know that Hunter Biden's laptop was the real deal.
Yeah.
They have questions about Biden Incorporated. So, yes, people are showing up because they do not trust Joe Biden or the Democrat leadership to get this country on the right track.
And speaking of that leadership, I want to get your sense on this because I know you're very passionate about it. But you are essentially calling for Secretary Mayorkas to disband his disinformation board.
Yes.
We've talked about this multiple times, about the kind of information that's being put out there. This comes at the same time that Elon Musk, for example, is trying to buy Twitter to say we need a platform for free speech. And then you've got the Democrats putting this board together essentially to say, no, we got to tamp it down. We've got to control the messaging.
Well, and what they're telling you is don't even try, because we are going to find a way to silence you and shut you up. We're going to find a way to censor. And if you're going to regulate social media, if Twitter is going to be held by Elon Musk, then we're going to do the federal government, put them in charge in front of all the social media platforms so that you, the American people, cannot express your political opinions.
Senator, it's always great to see you and get your insight on such crucial, important matters facing this country. Thank you.
Thank you.